the small picturesque town of Orsay near Paris lies the University of Paris-Saclay, a vast academic campus with dozens of buildings, a massive nuclear accelerator, a concert hall, and its own student village. Scattered throughout the university grounds are stones, perhaps a metaphor for the granite of science. Let us peek into one of the scientific laboratories, named after Irène Joliot-Curie. Its name is curious, the Laboratory of Physics of the Two Infinities. Here, scientists from various countries study both the micro and macrocosm. In June 2025, a unique workshop took heart, dedicated to the memory of the Ukrainian physicist Professor Mykola Shulga.
In Ukraine, during the years of its existence, a very powerful school of scientists has developed, fundamental physics and applied physics. And you can offer a lot of examples of what has been achieved within these schools.
This event marked an important attempt to restore the international collaboration in high-energy research between Ukrainian and French physicists, a cooperation interrupted by war.
My supervisor of my master thesis was Nikolai Shulga. He was very young scientist at that moment, just 6 years elder than me. His PhD was devoted to some description of the Bremsstrahlung crystal in special condition when the existing theory cannot explain the effects. It was developed his own with Alexander Hiezer approach. And I use this approach for other processes, electrodynamic or power production. And it was very brilliant collaboration for me. And we have good results and publications. At 2008, it was first visit to our institute, the group from Laboratory of Linear Collider, LAB, from Orsay. They train and organize the series of schools in Kharkiv. Each year we have a winter school for our students in the field of high energy physics and later for medical physics. Also, via this collaboration with LAB, we have access to the CERN, and a lot of our former students, even now, have make experimental studies in CERN, and also many of them defend here the PhD theses. So now it's spread for many centers in Europe, and not only in Europe. Mainly it's for high energy physics, accelerators, detectors, and also our items of our research connected with the crystal physics, with the high energy particles interaction with crystals. And the director of this lab both organized such a meeting in the memory of the Mykola Shulga.
This collaboration started as just interactions of people from Orsay, and in particular Achilles Topki, Marie-Hélène Schun and myself, with colleagues in Kyiv, in the university, Taras Shevchenko University, and also in Kyiv Institute for Nuclear Research. So we started with student exchanges, going there to teach, and then having a joint PhD student. And this evolved to have the entire net of colleagues and teams in Ukraine, and also the nets of the corresponding teams in France. So apart from Kyiv, now we have many good colleagues and many cooperation projects with Kharkiv, with the Karazin Kharkiv National University, with the National Science Center, Kharkiv Institute of Physics and Technology, with SUMI, with Institute of Applied Physics, with Oles University in Dnipro. This became a real net, and this net was called the ELIA, which is International Associated Laboratory, which was created in 2015.
Even now we receive the bomb and rockets in our settlement and also in the institute. And but even in these huge conditions, dangerous conditions, the people stay in institute, continue the work.
The actual situation is, of course, extremely bad in a sense that economical situation and destruction of a big part of research infrastructure following the invasion of Russian Federation into Ukraine has, of course, large consequences. They are very different. So first, this is a lack of equipment for research, the lack of funding, and the lack of young people who could enter the research and who could continue the rich traditions of Ukrainian physics schools. That's a very big problem. If this continues this way, famous physics schools in Ukraine could just disappear. I think this year, or starting from end of 2024, the CERN-LHCb collaboration, they decided to make a donation of large-scale computing systems to Kharkiv Institute of Physics and Technology and also to Kyiv University. So this was quite voluntary action. It is a help addressed to help Ukraine to retain their physics community.
Along with damage, along with the lost full-scale invasion brought also many opportunities for Ukrainian scientists. We have and we continue to receive very great support from different countries, especially from our European colleagues. I hope that Ukrainian science will survive. I'm sure actually that Ukrainian scientists do their best of the best to maintain their sciences in Ukraine, not outside the Ukraine. I believe that dark times will end someday, and we will see the light at the end of the tunnel.
My main direction of research is nuclear reactors, but recently I started working on the channeling of electrons in crystals. So this topic I was invited to give a speech in this French-Ukrainian workshop that is currently undergoing in Orsay. It's a small city nearby Paris. Not only I have a possibility to give a speech here, I also can communicate with my fellow colleagues and exchange my thoughts and hear their thoughts so that we can combine our thinking power to create new ideas. During my studying as a student, we had great possibility to go to the internship during our studying in university. So as students, we went here. We could go for 3 months. It was a great opportunity to see how the science was done in Europe in comparison to Ukrainian science. In Ukraine, especially in Kharkiv, we have very strong theoretical school founded by Eliezer, Landau, and Nikolai Fedorovich Shulga.
We started to cooperate with University Paris-Saclay. We cooperate almost 20 years, and I'm very happy that this time we have so long-term and fruitful cooperation in this area. After the Russian full-scale invasion, we got invaluable support from our French partners. Due to support from our French colleagues, we can provide our experimental part to study in safe conditions, and we are very happy that we have this opportunity to continue and also to develop our cooperation with this esteemed university.
I am especially interested in the physics of radiation in the crystal. We have had this discussion with many physicists from different institutes, and A special relation was established with KIPT in Kharkov, and since more than 30 years we have had discussion with Professor Shulga and Sergei Fomin about the process of channeling in crystal. I am not only interested but very motivated to collaborate with the Kharkov group.
I finished Karazin University in 2006, the Department of Experimental Physics and Technology, and in 2014 I found one funding to work on safety system for nuclear reactors in Uppsala, Sweden, where I went for 9 months. And then afterwards I was invited here to finish my PhD. Then I had a short work here, postdoc of 1 year and 3 years at CERN, and then I came back to this laboratory. The current situation in Ukraine is not easy. War is a huge crisis, but I have a strong belief that everything that happens in life, every crisis pushes people to get better. I would say talent is personal, but collaboration is super important. In my life, when I went to CERN, I joined the group of 15 people who were working on similar problem. When you start, it is probably very good to be introvert, so you're very focused and you're talented and you're working on something, but at some point of time, it's very important to share and to know how to communicate, and because the problems are getting too wide and one person cannot do all the physics now, so the communication is super important.
I am a researcher at the Atomic Energy Committee in Saclay in hadronic physics, that is a domain of physics that studies the structure of hadrons, particles who are submitted to a strong interaction as proton-deuterons. This subject was developed and studied in Kharkov Accelerator, and this made our connection with Kharkov Institute for Physics and Technology, as well as with the University of Karazin University. In fact, the problem was COVID first, that stopped some visit. We had the grants, we have everything arranged, and then we had to stop traveling. And after that, the war, so we still succeeded to finish and publish some paper by a distance.
I'm very grateful to our French colleagues who invited us here during the war. They gave us a nice break and from all those events, just in this beautiful atmosphere. I hope that my colleagues and I will continue this nice collaboration, that we'll find new interesting physical problems, that we will be able to develop more interesting theories and maybe even design some interesting experiments.
For several years, synergy between Ukrainian and French scientists in the field of high-energy physics was interrupted by the war in Ukraine. But wounds will heal. What was destroyed will be rebuilt. What was lost will return. Because scientific cognition looks to the future and overcomes all barriers, political, economic, cultural, linguistic, doesn't it? Immersing us in two abysses, that of subatomic particles and the vast cosmic expanse. Science inevitably triumphs in unveiling the mysteries of the universe's double infinity.
Recently, we have heard very often that science in Ukraine is not needed. We cannot agree with this in any way, and there are many reasons for this today.
It looks like sort of a chain nuclear reaction. Someone produces thoughts, and these thoughts lead other people to generate even more thoughts. And it's like a chain reaction. I think it's beautiful.